but we've never been to a bakery quite like this. Swissbakers has a beautiful new store in Allston, Massachusetts, with European-style breads and pastries that will blow you away.
It's like walking into a bakery in Switzerland. Everything we do and everything you see is exactly what happens if you walk into a bakery in Switzerland. It's total freshness, total authentic, no preservatives, no additives.
The food may have funny-sounding names like There and Choco Wiggly, but there's nothing funny about the attention to detail and world-class service at Swissbakers in Allston.
Our food is totally simple. Like our parents did, we had a great menu plan. Without having a lot of money, they still made us feel good, and we had good, healthy food.
Thomas Storr is the ever-smiling co-founder of this state-of-the-art 12,000-square-foot bakery, cafe, and catering operation. It's come a long way from a rather humble beginning when his wife Helene started baking breads, pretzels, and pastries using recipes from her hometown in Switzerland.
I started the whole thing as a home baking business, and yes, now we are here. It's a little bit different. It's very tasty, and like we say, our food makes you feel good.
These days, the whole family is involved, including their sons Nicholas and Toby. And they're so proud of their Swiss heritage, it's written all over the walls.
This is the city of Lucerne. My mom argues it's the best city in Switzerland.
We got behind us the Swiss Alps, the Bernese Mountains on the right-hand side with the north face. Then it goes over to the Mönch, which means monk.
So what can you find in a real Swiss bakery that you can't get at your typical neighborhood bake shop? Distinctively light ham and cheese croissants, fluffy and flavorful bacon and leek quiches, beautiful fresh-baked butter rolls shaped like little animals, and soft, toasty, authentic pretzels in every size and shape you can imagine.
We have a whole pretzel line because it's a unique bread. It is very light and it's still very tasty, and you barely find the real original pretzel. That it really has the flavor and the strong color, and it's an awesome bread for a sandwich as well.
There's even a giant party pretzel that makes for a heck of a housewarming gift.
It's a 2-pound pretzel, so it's about 16 inches. Look, when we go and visit somebody, we don't bring flowers anymore, we don't bring chocolate anymore, we bring a party pretzel. It's much more reasonable and it's totally unique. People love it.
Yummy.
Along with shredded apple tarts and Linzers with raspberry preserves, Swissbakers' signature snack is the buttery, fluffy, slightly sweet Choco Wiggly, featuring 2 of Switzerland's favorite foods, bread and chocolate.
But you never eat chocolate all alone. You always eat it with bread because it enhances the flavor of the chocolate.
It's not overwhelming. It's just that little tiny bit of sweetness that makes your morning that much better.
When I grew up, I always knew when I was a good boy, I got a slice of chocolate or a piece of chocolate with a slice of a roll, or if I wasn't that great, I got an apple and the bread. So I always knew where I stood.
You might find a lot of chocolate here, but you won't find any frosting, because in true European style, their cakes are made with fresh Bavarian cream, like this one boasting lemony sponge cake, layers of fresh strawberries, whipped cream, and crushed caramel. And then there's the mini Swirl, a twisty, nutty treat that's addiction-inducing.
It's a sweet dough, and it's a hazelnut filling filled in it, and it's an amazing product. And we always warn the guests and say, be careful. If you eat a mini swirl or a Swiss swirl, you will be hooked for a lifetime. Because if you like hazelnut, we roast the hazelnut. It's a very tasty filling with a little bit sugar glaze on top. We also have it in the shape of a loaf. So a lot of people buy it and eat every morning a slice.
And while many Americans start their day with a donut, in Switzerland, the breakfast pastry of choice is known as the Berliner.
It's like JFK said when he visited Berlin. He said, "Ich bin ein Berliner." Doesn't mean he is a donut. We always say, if you compare the Berliner to a donut, the Berliner is on a bread-based dough. The Berliner has, including the filling, if you have a chocolate or raspberry filling, raspberry is classic, it is 140 to 180 calories max. But also when you eat the Berliner, it's extremely light despite being fried.
With an industrial kitchen in the back, cafe seating inside, and a big red cow on the roof, it's obvious that Swissbakers is far from your typical neighborhood bakery. And that includes the incredibly accommodating staff, or as they're known here, guest huggers.
You know, I always say it's our job to hug the guests.
Great to see you. Welcome to Swissbakers.
We only hire food-loving guest huggers because you have to have a passion for food to sell food.
Hi, welcome to Swissbakers.
It's not literally guest hugging, even though we have had guests say, hey, can I literally get a hug before I leave? But it's more of showing them that we care.